Alright people, welcome back to another video. Alright guys, so I got another application to show you guys. So this is directly from Microsoft. It's called PC Manager. This is a very useful application because it helps you to keep your system running as smooth as possible and efficiently always. So with this application, it's similar to the other ones that I show you like Glary Tool, but PC Manager is a great fit for your Lenovo Legion Go or your Asus Rog Ally because it helps you to keep your system cluttered free and running smooth and efficiently always, right? So how to download it, you just could go to the Microsoft store. You get it from there. You go to Google. Once you type in PC Manager, Microsoft PC Manager, you should be able to see it. Best way to get it from, just go to the Microsoft store because it's in there and just download it from there, right? When you open it up, it's going to be like a small screen like this. I'm just going to show you most of the features, what they do, and how to keep your system running spiffy all the time. First thing you're going to see is the screen. Just go to Home, and this is the first screen. PC Boost. You can set a timer for it to boost the PC at a certain time, meaning it's going to free up stuff, free up your memory, free up your storage, and keep everything cluttered free, and that would help your PC running smooth and efficiently at all times, right? So once you get to the screen, you can set up a timer, or you could just click boost right away. Once you hit boost, it's going to do its thing. Then you see it frees up 133 megabytes of files for me. So off rip right there, my PC is more optimized. So once you go down, there's 4 more options right here. You go to health check, and then it's going to do a scan again, and then it's going to bring up all temporary files. I already did it just now when I did the boost feature, but these are individual features under that where you could select different sections on your PC to optimize. So once you go here, you could set it up to click whichever you want to try to optimize, and then you hit proceed. It's going to load, do its thing again, then it's completed. Once you go back, you go to process. When you go to process, this right here is one of the biggest features, one of the main features for this app. So this right here is going to show you all the applications that's running right now. So once you go here, you could end everything off rip. Any application you're not using, you could just press N, and then it'll close it right there, and then it will free up your memory space right there, and then you will have more space and more memory to put towards your games or whatever you're doing. And then it close it out, right? If you go back to home again, you can do a deep clean. If you go back, she's saying this is going to clean up my SSD, as it's showing how much I use and how much I have left. If you go in here, then this right here is one of the best features on here again, because it have every selected file on the system that it thinks it should clean up, and then you could select anyone you want to select, and then you could hit proceed. Once you hit proceed, it's going to clean up. So it's good to do this now and then because the cache, it builds up after a while, and then that would definitely have an effect on your system. So you want to make sure you do this now and then to keep your system running as smooth as possible, guys. If you go back, then you can go to startup. Once you hit startup, it's going to show you all the apps you want to start up when you start up the system or not. So you see I got Epic Games turned off, I got Realtek turned on, and you see I got OneDrive turned off. So this right here will help you as well, because the more stuff you have starting up, whenever you turn your PC on, your Lenovo Go on, or your Rog Ally on, the slower it's going to be to start up. And then once it start up, then your memory is going to be hogged up already, and that might give you some performance issue. After home, you just go to protection, and here you can just do a scan, and then we'll scan your PC for any like malware, any bugs, anything like that. Once it's done, it will show you if there's any threat in your PC or anything that's damaged, any error. We'll pull it up right here. If you go down more, you'll see there's a lot more different features in here. If you go to Windows, you could do updates from here as well. So if you go back to storage, you'll see manage large files. So this right is good as well. Instead of you going all the way into PC and all into the files, this is where you could see all your files, and you could pull up everything by size to see what's the biggest files you have in your system, and then you could see if you want it in your system, and then you can manage your storage like that. So once you click one, then you hit view in Explorer, it will pull up all the files that's on your system, and then you can go through them, and then you could delete whatever you think you're not using. But be careful, you might delete like a game file, so make sure you look before you start deleting stuff. So make sure you check whatever you're deleting before you start deleting, guys. You also got storage sense in here. If you click on it, it will bring you back to the storage sense settings where you could turn storage sense on, and this is a needed feature. You need to have this on because this will keep your system cluttered free at all times, because it's scheduled a time where it will clean up and delete all your cache and all your temporary files. So make sure you have this on as well to keep your system running as smooth as possible. If you go to apps, you can go to manage applications. Most of these stuff right here I went through already because they're linked to the main home page. So once you click on it, it will bring you down here. But if you go to applications, you'll see Microsoft Store, and then you can see manage applications. All this does is just bring you to the application page where you could delete, uninstall applications you're not using. And as I said in my previous video that I made to keep your system up and running smoothly for games, you need to get rid of all the apps you're not using or what you think you don't need. Just uninstall them, guys. You don't need them, so just get them off your system if you want the system to run as smooth as possible whenever you're playing your games. If you go to toolbox, then you got some little shortcuts right here. Most of this stuff, everything right here is on your PC already. You don't have to do it from here, but you can do a screenshot folders. You could do a recording, open calculator, notepad, and caption for English. So everything here is like little shortcuts that you could get to offer quick if you have this on startup, which is the PC app. If you want to set it on startup to open up whenever you start up your system, you go to settings, and then you could go right here, general settings, start PC manager automatically when you sign into Windows. So whenever you turn it on, it will open up, and then you have everything at your hand that you could do it off rip. If you look up top, you got boost settings. So with this, smart boost PC manager will automatically boost the PC when high usage of RAM are there, or 1 gig of temporary files. So you could turn this on again as well. So this will give you a boost whenever your system is getting too cluttered. Automatically will do it off rip, and then it will clean up your system. So you can keep this on as well, turn it on and let it do its thing whenever you get too much files on your system. So yeah guys, I think you guys should download this and keep it on your system to keep your Legion Go, Asus Rog Ally, any PC you have running as smooth as possible, because you need something to keep your system cluttered free. So that's basically it. Alright, so you guys may have known application called Bloody Nosy. So this right here is Winpilot. This is like the new and improved version of that. So this is basically powered by AI, so you get better features and a little bit more stuff you could do, right? So it's basically the same thing like Bloody Nosy. It helps to keep your PC running as smooth as possible. And right now I'm using it on the Lenovo Legion Go. Also works for the Asus ROG Ally as well, or any other PC that you have. So this will help your PC to keep it at top tier at all times, give you the best performance while gaming or doing another thing that you're doing, right? So if you go to the GitHub website, if you go there, it's the same website where you could get Bloody Nosy. If you go to type in Bloody Nosy, then Winpilot will pop up because this is the newer version of that. But if you still want to get Bloody Nosy, all you gotta do is go to releases and then scroll down. Then you should see Windows Pilot Bloody Nosy. So that's the older version, but they just changed the name. Go to releases. When you get to the top, you download the newest version, which is this one right here. See my releases, and then you will scroll down a little bit, download the zip file, and then you extract it and install it, right? When you open it, it will look something like this. We're playing like this. There are some savvy features in here that will keep your system running. If you do a lot of stuff on your Lenovo Legion Go, you need this app to keep it running as spiffy as possible. Everything that I'm about to show you could do it on Windows, but with this app, Winpilot, it keeps everything together, where everything is in one spot, one location, where you don't have to go all over the place, right? So when you just download it, it will look like this. If you hit on Pilot, you'll see a couple features that it have: code tweak, decrapify, WinGet UI, and pimp app, right? The main three things. If you go to code tweak, in here, these are like your privacy stuff, your system on all like your gaming features. So in here, you want to make sure you have, if you're playing game, you're using DVR, you want to make sure that's on. If you want to keep the just visual effect at best performance, you want to make sure that's on as well, so they get best performance audio visuals. Up here in privacy, you can go through here and you can see what you want to have on and what you want to have off. Find my device, I recommend you to leave that on as well, so if you lose a device, you could be able to track it and see where it is. So you can go through these individually, guys, and see which one you want to have on, which one you don't want to have on. If you go to Pilot or you want to hit next, here's where you debloat. So this right here is one of the main features for this app. and one of the main things for your system to keep it running as smooth as possible. So you want to get rid of all the stuff you're not using on your device to keep your system running as smooth as possible, guys. I'm telling you, if you have unwanted apps, software, anything that you're not using, even if your recycle bin is full, your download folders are full, you want to make sure all that is clear. You don't have a lot of stuff in there to keep slowing down your system, because your system is always trying to run stuff in the background, or if your storage is kind of full, that hinder your performance and your system, guys. So you want to go in here, look for all the apps or anything that you're not using, and you want to de-bloat your system, right? I think I already deleted everything that I don't want already, because my system is like running as spiffy as possible already. But in theory, you would go in here, you want to find an app, Microsoft Teams. So when you click on the app or anything that you want to get rid of, you go back up, then you would press remove selected manually, right? I'm not gonna do that, but that's how you remove anything that you want. So next is in here, this is where you could install new apps or anything that you think you might need. You may not need this or whatever, but if you need like 7-zip, you could go on the website, download it, but you could do it from here as well. Adobe, Microsoft Tools, Notepad, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox. So there's here where you could install applications that you think you might need. And here, which is Pimp App, basically extensions. So you could do a cleanup, which is already pre-installed, or create restore point directly in this app, right? So you don't have to go anywhere else. You just go in here, you run it, and then it will create a restore point for you. This is warning: a new system restore point cannot be created because one has already been created. I already created one earlier today, so that's why it's saying that. But you can do everything directly in this app, guys. You can also do a cleanup. If you run plugin, it will do a cleanup directly in the app. So this helps you to keep your system running as smooth as possible, guys. I'm telling you, this app is so simple, and it's so simpler than before because it's using AI to help make everything more easier for everyone that's using this application. So he's telling you everything I did. Executing tasks with machine-like efficiency, cleaning up temporary files. So it's doing it right now in the background while I was speaking. You could also install other extensions. So you could do clear Windows, event log, restore Windows, index default app, or go down whatever other app you think you might need to make your experience any better, guys. You could do it directly in this app. Alright, so now if you click on Pilot and you click on Ask Clippy, in here you could just type anything to ask him, right? Let's say you're trying to do a restore again or anything, just type a letter, and it brings up all the stuff that you could do inside this app. See, you could do a create restore point right here, cleanup, check available disk space, anything in this app, guys. Type another letter. See, it's bringing up, once you type a letter, it's bring up anything that you need, and you can do it in this app. To debloat my system, search AI for my system, show me Clippy tips and stuff like that. Alright, so that's basically it, guys. Just a few tips I want to show you guys to have your Lenovo Legion Go running as smooth as possible for your gaming experience, right? So you want to make sure you keep your system clean at all times. Make sure you don't have no unwanted software, any other downloaded files. You want to make sure everything is clean to keep your system running as smooth as possible, guys. Alright guys, so I have an amazing tool to show you guys. This is the best optimization tool for your Lenovo Legion Go or your Asus Rog Ally. So with this tool right here, it's the ultimate tool out there that keeps everything in one location, so you don't have to be all over the place trying to optimize your device to its best potential, right? So with this app, it's called Wintool. It has everything you need in it to keep your device running as smooth as possible for as long as possible. So if you download this tool, guys, you won't need any other app on your device because this has everything you need. So this tool right here is the ultimate optimization app for your Legion Go, Rog Ally, or any other PCU app. So let me get into it real quick, show you what's going on. How you get it is you just have to go to the Windows Store, go in here, type in Wintoys, and then this is the application right here. As you can see, you got some screenshots. Once you hit it, download it. Alright guys, so the first thing I want you to do is create a restore point. I mean, Wintoys is a safe tool, so you got nothing to worry about. But if you mess with anything in a device that you think you want to revert back and you can't find what you did, then this is a good way to go back to the previous restore point that you did before you start messing with it, right? As I said before, Wintoys is safe, so there's nothing to worry about, but this is just a precaution just in case, right? So you want to just type in restore point and then create a restore point right here. Then this will open up, and then you would just go to create a restore point right now for the drivers that have system protected turned on, right? So you will create. Once you create, you would just give it a name, create. It will do its thing. Once it's done, you go to system restore, hit next, and then you'll see a restore point right in here. So if anything happens, you could just go back in here and restore back to that previous point. Go in here, this is the first thing you'll see, guys. This is the main screen, which is the home screen. You just hit this button right here, and it shows you all the layouts on the left side. So on the main screen right here, it's going to show you like your processor, your system, graphics card, memory, and everything that you have in your device. Shows you like the total amount of apps, the processes running, services, everything on the screen. You can't really do anything on the screen, guys, but this is just giving you a rundown on what's going on in your system. If you go to apps, if you go to application, and here, this will show you all your application that you have on your device. So this is basically like the same thing. If you will go to apps on the Windows directly itself, everything will be right here, but everything is just condensed in one location. Here you could uninstall from here. Anything you want to do, close out, browse, search, everything in this specific section, guys. All right, so now if you go to performance, get back to service later. So now you got the first two options up here. It's not compatible with Legion Go. Only if you have like a high-end PC, then you could use this feature. You got ultimate performance, power plan, and HAGS, right? So you can skip those. The next one is VBS. So this is basically like a protection software for your device. So it protects you against malicious exploits, right? If you hover over the on and off button, you'll see it gives you the little description of what's going on, right? So this basically says might decrease in-game performance by up to 30%, but Microsoft research states that it's reduced malware reports 60%. Don't forget to revert settings back, whatever. Right, so this right here, it will decrease your gaming performance, right? So basically this video is trying to give you performance towards the game to give you a better experience while playing games, right? So you could disable this, but you might be at risk of getting malware or any kind of virus or anything like that. If you're not doing anything sketchy on your device, like any sketchy website, you should be good, guys. So you could disable this. All depends on what you're doing, your preference. But if you're mainly for games, you're not going to any type of crazy websites, you could turn this off, guys, because this gives you a boost in performance in your video games, right? So I'd recommend you turn it off. If you go down, you'll see startup apps. So this is basically the same thing. If you go to your startup application section, and you could disable, enable, or kill apps from starting up. This is basically the same thing. So in here, you could turn off whatever you don't want to boot up when your system boot up, and this will give you a faster startup time, guys. So next one is relaunch applications. You could turn it off. Automatically saves restartable apps and restart them when you sign back in. You don't need that on. All right, so next one is background apps. With this basically just kill all apps running in the background. If you hover over the start on button right here, it tells you exactly what it's doing, as I said before. So if you don't want anything running in the background, you could turn this off. If you got like your email and stuff like that, and you want to get that notification or whatever when you play your games, you can have this on so that you could get that. But it's up to you. Turn it off is what you turn it off, because that gives you better experience. Plus there's nothing running in the background, so more resources going towards the game you're playing, so you should be getting a better experience. The next one is activity history. Keep track of apps and service you use, the files you open, and website you browse. So basically just keep track of everything you're doing. Then you got visual settings, right? This right here, you could disable most of these. So adjust visual effect for best performance. If you go over here, it tells you this is basically for animations and like shadows and stuff like that. You don't need that on. As I said before, every little thing adds up. So this gives you a little bit boosting performance as well, because the system is not trying to do all those shadows or the visual effects, right? So you can turn it off. You don't need that on. Then transparency is up to you. How you want to do that. Transparency is like with the applications, you can see through it a little bit. That's not a big deal. Leave that on, off is up to you. All right, so next one right here, game settings. If you go in game settings, you got game mode, Windows mode optimization, background recording, and super effects, right? So game mode, you want to leave this on because basically it So prevent any type of updates like drivers, anything while you're playing your game, and stop notifications and anything that could interrupt your experience, right? But as I said before, it doesn't significantly increase the frame rate and may cause freezes, drops, crashes in certain games. So you might be aware of that. Might cause a little bit of crashes and stuff like that, and it doesn't really increase your frame rate. But it's still to have this on. This helps you from not breaking your immersion, right? By keeping all those notifications and everything that could pop up to interrupt you at bay, right? Windows mode optimization, so this reduce latency and unlock features like auto HDR, variable refresh rate, and it works with compatible games supporting DirectX 10 or 11 when open in Windows or borderless Windows, right? So I want to keep this on as well because it helps with your latency. Next is superfetch, preload frequently used application and files into your RAM, increase your system performance. I mean, you could leave this off, right? You don't really need this on because it's basically preloading like applications and stuff like that, but it's up to you. And it's saying if you got anything lower than 4 gigabytes of RAM, it may cause performance issues. Search indexing, you can turn that off, you need that on. Delivery optimization, you can turn that off as well, you don't need that. Alright, so next, if you go to help, you'll see a couple options in here as well. So you'll see fast startup, you can leave that on if you want the system to boot up very fast after you turn it off. Basically prevents the device from completely shut down by saving the state of the OS in this using hibernation, right? So if you're trying to get back into your game as quick as possible, you can leave that on. Hibernation as well, you can leave that on as well, up to you. Device optimization, you can leave this on because it helps your device to be more efficiently while doing any type of task you're doing, right? Storage sense, leave that on. You guys already know what storage sense do already. It says automatically clean up your temporary files and keep your system as clean as possible every couple of days or every couple of weeks, depending on how you set it up. It's the same settings as if you go into settings itself in Windows, you will see this. Then you got battery report. Generate a battery report containing the usage, estimated capacity, and other technical details. Repairs, so recommend for crashes, freezes, blue screens, unfail update, etc. Right? So if you go in here, then if you have any type of problems like that, blue screen freezes, you can go in here, select each one, and you can scan, and then it will check the system. So this is basically like command prompt. You don't have to go and run and type in all those things that you have to type in to get this up and running. So just go in here, you click scan, and it will tell you what's going on or if there's any issue. Memory diagnostics, you could click check. Once you click check, it's going to check the memory and see if there's any issues, if you have any problem, and it also reboot your device, and then it will show you what's going on once it's finished its check. So clean up as well to free up disk space, clear your taskbar, cache, systems, restore points, and more. If you click on that, go in here, you can see all the other smaller tasks that it has. So everything in here is taskbar that I just said, junk files, and everything like that. That's all it's going to clean up. So system updates, right? To configure how updates works and check for new ones, right? If you go in here, you got different options. You can do security, manual, or disable. You don't want to disable this because you want to make sure you're getting your updates from Windows. You can do it manually if you want, and you can go in and manually update whatever you want so you don't get all them updates. Or you could do security. If you set the security, then it will automatically only update your device when there's like a security update. So it's up to you. Come on the security, and then you can manually like do whatever you want. So app updates, you could set this on if you wanted to automatically update your apps, or you could do it manually, up to you again. Next one is sleeping pill. So sleeping pill right here detects and stops scheduled tasks from randomly waking up your device, right? So right now it's saying there's nothing randomly waking up my device. So if you have a Lenovo Legion Go, Asus Rog Ally, and it's a random screen just come on or stuff like that, that means there's something running and it just wakes it up. If you come in here, you will see like a 1, 2, 3 or whatever amount system that's doing that, and then you can see what's going on and why is it waking up your device. So graphic driver here, hit a restart, and then it could just restart your driver. So basically restart driver if your display has weird issues like freezing or flickering, so you could just click here and then restart it for you. Icon cache, This just rebuild the cache if your icon or thumbnail are black, blurry, or incorrupt. So you can do that as well if you want. Alright, so next, if you go to tweaks, so in here, these are all like tweaks on your device. So if you go to desktop, open that. You could tweak like your widget if you want to turn it off, on, recycle bin, and most everything that's in here. Wallpaper quality, you could turn up and down the quality. If you go to startup menu, you could disable include Bing search results, auto install suggestions, stuff like that. Windows File Explorer, you can mess with this as well. Privacy, in here there's certain stuff you got to turn off if you want your system to not be cluttered, right? Not be running too much stuff. Like app launch tracking, turn it off if you want. If it's on for you, you can turn it off. App telemetry, you don't need it on, so turn it off. Location, you can leave that on, guys. If you if you're using something that need your location, you can leave that on. Then you got your camera lock screen and stuff like that, but there's no camera in this device, so you ain't got to worry about that. You got ads in here. You turn off ad suggestion, lock screen, fun facts and tips. You'll need that on, so you could turn off certain things like you think you don't need or you're not going to use. Tips and tricks, if you already know Windows, you'll need that. On the system as well, you got clipboard history, so if you need a clipboard, you can leave that on. So there's not any major things in here, just some couple tweaks in here that you can mess with. So go through it and then you can see what you want on, what you don't want on, and then you can go with that, guys. All right, so back to services. In here, these are all the services that's running right now. You don't really want to mess with this, right, guys? Because you don't really, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't want to mess with this because you might disable something that you need and then your system might be finicky, right? So if you go here, you go to useless, it will show you stuff that you don't really need. And see, it says right here, manually stop. So I got this stop that's not running. So you could see all the useless stuff like this. You don't really need to have on, but I still don't recommend you messing with this because you don't really, if you're not experienced with Windows, you don't want to do something you regret, right? Even if you did something and then your system is kind of finicky after that, you could still fix it by going back in here and fix it, or you could create a restore point and then you can restore your device back to how it was previously before you mess with the stuff, right? So yeah, so that's basically it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any issues, anything like that, let me know in the comment section down below. If you used this app before, let me know. This app just have everything condensed in one location, and you don't have to go all over the place to find whatever you're looking for, right? So everything that could tweak your device, make it run as smooth as possible, is in here. That's built into Windows, right? If you get what I'm saying. So go through what I just showed you guys and let me know what you think. Mess with it, play with it, and optimize the device to its best potential, and then you should be good. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna always say, guys, health is wealth. Peace and love. I'm out, guys. And don't forget to sub to the channel for more awesome content. Hit that like button, and I'm out, guys.